Hey guys, how's it going and welcome to Real Daddy Talking. My name is Kelvin and in this channel we talk about parenting and we discuss topics to do with children and how to make their lives better and of course how to make our lives as parents better as well. So in this very short presentation, I want to share with you some things that I've learned from this book over here. It is called The Whole Brain Child, and I thought that there are some useful lessons over here that I'd like to share. If you are a parent as well, I think this video could be useful to you. All right, so as mentioned over here, these are the learnings that I have from the book. All right, so let's get started. All right, so before I come to the meat of what I want to share, I want to, give a little bit of context and give you a bit of the backstory. Okay, so back in Christmas in year 2020, which is a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking of buying some presents for my kids, as any good parents would. So I was thinking, okay, should I get some toys? Helps them with their fine motor skills, right? Or should I, maybe buy them some books, some children's books, because that helps them to develop the love for reading. And then I realized that we have bought tons of toys and tons of books. So, I was contemplating really hard. What should I do? What should I get them? As any good parent would do. And finally, I've decided. All right. And I thought that my kids could use a better dad, which is kind of strange, right? So what I did was I went on a shopping spree. I went onto Amazon and I bought myself a couple of children's books. So I typed in like best parenting books and I saw some good titles and I decided to buy a few of them. All right. And I think the thought process is that it's always better to learn from the experts as opposed to relying on conventional wisdom when it comes to dealing with children, because so much of what we do, we kind of learn from our own parents and our parents learn from their parents. And back in their time, they don't have the internet, they don't have access to expert opinions and, studies, that are empirical, that are based on empirical evidence. So I thought, it's a good idea to maybe just get some books and maybe there are a couple of nuggets I can use to help me become a better parent and help me to manage my children a little better. All right, so let's, this is the book. All right, so I think the title of my message is How to Teach Children to Be Kind. So as you can see here, there are two photos. So on the one on the left, you see two children over here. They are sharing their toys. It looks like they're playing some kind of styrofoam Lego. And they generally look really happy. All right, and on the photo on the right, it is a photo of two boys, presumably getting into a fight. Maybe because they wanted to watch a different channel on the television. All right. So anyway, I put this two photos side by side as a contrast because I think as most parents, we will want our kid to be the one on the left. All right. We don't want to deal with fighting kids. I mean, yeah, I think generally that's what most parents would prefer. All right. So since we're on the topic of kindness, I remember that in primary school we we actually studied something called Hao Gong Ming. So back in Singapore in primary school we are, we one of our subject is to learn how to be good citizens. And now, like 20 years later, when I look at this image, this feels a little bit like communism to me. But anyway, I believe, the educational system probably have good intentions for us to learn to be, they want to teach us to be kind, to be good citizens, right? And therefore, there is a curriculum on how to be a good person, which is strange to think about it right now, all right? Okay, so I think I want to focus on what brain science tells us because that's really important. And I want to share a couple of principles over here so that, not principles, but I want to share a couple of facts over here so that we can use those facts and derive principles from them. And once we have those principles, we can create action plans, actionables that we can use in our daily lives so that we can basically practice what we learn, all right? So we know that as children develop, their brains mirror their parents' brain, all right? And the parent's own growth or lack of impacts the child's brain, all right? And then as parents become more aware and emotionally healthy, their children reap the rewards and move towards health as well. So what does this really mean for us? Let's look at the next slide. Okay, so what actions can we take? Okay, so as parents, since we know that our kids, oops, sorry about that, our kids mirrors our brain, that means if we want to shape our kids, we first have to shape ourselves as parents, which is an irony, right? Like we always think that, oh, I want my kids to be this and that, but the science tells us that they mirror after us. Okay, so as parents, we can work towards awareness and emotional health. And what does that really mean? I think awareness could be knowing what are the things that we don't. So that means, reading books and learning on the subject about parenting. And emotional health probably has to do with just self-examining, the way we talk to our kids, all right, the way we respond to our children, whether are we using spite, are we using sarcasm, are we using fear, or are we using an abundance of love to try to correct or to manipulate them. So I think those are things that's worth re-examining. And what the book suggests, so the book suggests to us that the perfect opportunities to teach our children lies in every interaction with them. So the topic is how to be kind. First, we know that we cannot teach kindness through a classroom. We can't bring them to a 30-minute lecture and say that, hey boy, hey girl, I'm going to teach you how to be kind right now. When this happens, do that. It just doesn't work that way. Okay. And what it means for us as parents is that we choose to be kind when we are frustrated. We choose to be patient when we are tired, and we choose to be loving when we are angry. And what this tells me, personally, is that we watch our own actions towards our children, and when they see us behaving that way, being kind, being patient and loving, it rubs off to them as well. And this is how they learn to have those attributes through the way we respond to them. All right. So I think this is the last slide that I have. So takeaway for the week is every interaction is an opportunity. So dealing with children, infant or toddlers, can sometimes be really frustrating. It can be really blissful as well. Sometimes when you get to adore them, even after they misbehave, because as parents we love them, right? But there are times where you just want to pull your hair out. But recognize that every interaction is an opportunity, so don't waste it. Don't just make sure that that every interaction with them is purposeful. All right, I guess that's what I wanna share. And as we develop ourselves as parents, our children will follow. And I think the fact that now that we are more aware and we are seeking to improve ourselves, emotionally, it also helps us in our own social life as well. So I think there are many benefits of that. All right, and I think the last thing is love and patience cannot be taught in a classroom. You can't do Hao Gong Ming. Maybe you can, I don't know, it's debatable. And parents need to demonstrate it. All right, guys, I think that's all I have for you in this presentation. I wish you well, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, cheers.